Hi, I'm Michelle Rakowski, your guide through the Hack Divorce course. In this video, I'm going to talk about why collecting and managing all of your documents before you start negotiations for your divorce is so important and how to go about doing that efficiently. Before we start, it's really important that you try not to discuss with your ex how you think your assets, debts, and other marital property should be divided up until you've collected all your numbers and get all of the pertinent documents assembled, unless, of course, you are highly amicable with one another. Why? When people don't have all the facts before them, they tend to make up stories about what they think the facts are. Each party is going to have their own version of your financial story. But without the right information, neither story is going to be based on all of the truth or facts, and this is where some really big problems can start. Negotiating before both parties have all of the facts puts couples at risk of arguing over issues that are incorrectly represented or possibly even non-existent. I'm sure you can see the futility in this, but what's more concerning is that this can put parties into a stalemate before the real negotiating even begins. When this happens, people often need to resort to using litigation in order to resolve their disputes, which means that A, they give up a great deal of their own power and authority in the settlement negotiations, and B, they may end up with a very unsatisfactory separation agreement compared to one they could have negotiated with a mediator or on their own. So, what practical measures can you take to set the foundation for an optimal outcome? Let's start with two very important dates. You must know your date of marriage and your date of separation. After this has been established, collect the following records for both of these important dates using the checklist included in this video. Bank account balances, asset and pension reports, debts, property that's worth over a certain value, say $1,000 or whatever you and your ex agree on, such as major jewelry, cars, tools, collections such as stamps, coins, or antiques, and points such as air miles or credit card rewards. Also, you'll need to know you and your ex's gross yearly income and what you expect those will be for your next income tax filing. In some situations, you will need to collect the numbers for your gross taxable income over the last 3 years. Other important numbers to collect are the annual cost of your children's extracurricular activities such as hockey, dance, summer camp, etc., and the annual cost of your children's medical expenses that are not covered by insurance. Before you start financial negotiations, you should each fill out a budget sheet based on your current monthly expenditures as a combined household and compare it to what your budget will be once you're on your own. I understand that many people aren't used to making a budget, much less living by one, but going through separation necessitates getting serious about handling your finances really responsibly. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to clients and they're so afraid of their financial situation turning out bad that they can't even think clearly. The first thing I always get them to do is figure out how they spend their money and what they're going to need to make it on their own. I've included a really great budget worksheet with this video that will help you to sort all of this out. A more detailed video on how to create your budget and work with your budget worksheet will be included in the financials module of the Hack Divorce course, which I highly recommend you purchase. For less than the cost of 1 hour with a lawyer, the financials module will give more valuable information and tools than that hour in the lawyer's office will provide you with. So back to the budget for a moment. Getting a proper budget made up is going to require sourcing out information such as pay stubs, utility bills, and the current rates for rent, or what you're eligible for in a new mortgage if you intend on purchasing a new home. Most people don't know what they spend on average in utilities each month, and even less people know what rent is going for if they're currently homeowners. Very, very few people have actually gone to the bank or mortgage broker to find out what they're eligible for on their own for a mortgage before they start to negotiate deals around buying the house out or selling it. Being prepared with as much financial information as possible while you negotiate your divorce is like having an ace in the hole. This isn't to say that coming up to the table prepared will make negotiations a cakewalk, but at least it won't become a walk the plank. One last interesting thing to note while on the topic of budgets is that in Canada, there are several monetary benefits and credits that increase when a person's taxes are evaluated on being single rather than married, and this often makes a bigger positive difference than most of my clients realize when they're calculating their income for their new budgets. It usually means that they'll have a bit more monthly income than they thought they would have. As you locate the financial information you're looking for using the checklists accompanying this video, I want you to insert it directly into the financial section of your binder. If you don't want to put original copies of your documents into your binder, make copies, or at least write the information down in a neat and organized way on a lined sheet of paper and insert it into the financial section. Being able to locate all of your important financial information in one place will be a huge time saver and will make it easier when it comes time to start hashing out your division property or equalization agreement. There's so much for you to know regarding your property and finances when going through a separation or divorce. Learning this information will not only be practically helpful, but it will also ease financial anxiety and help you map a clear course to the future. Knowing things like how to do a marital home buyout, or how to divide the marital home equity if you sell the house, or what to do with pensions, or how to share expenses while you're waiting to move out of the house, are all extremely helpful bits of knowledge to have no matter how you go about working through your divorce. I've contained information and guidance for all these and many more topics in the financials module of this course, so if you haven't purchased it yet, make sure you do. You'll be happy you did. Before we wrap up here, there are also a few important documents and information to collect for the parenting section of your agreement. Often overlooked, but just as important, these pieces of information include policy numbers for various insurances such as dental, health, and life insurance, amount of coverage for your life insurance, and important medical or psychological reports if your child has a special condition. In the Parenting and Financials modules of the Hack Divorce course, you're not only going to find more helpful checklists, but you're also going to learn methods for making various calculations and important decisions that you're going to need in order to be successful while working on your agreements. Thanks for joining me in this video, and I look forward to seeing you again in video number 5, where we're going to discuss some really awesome tools that will help you understand yourself better and perhaps your ex as well. See you there!